Let's talk about Tasha K. Tasha K and Cardi B have been, for those of you that don't know, Tasha K is a YouTuber. She has a couple of shows over there that's doing tremendous. I think she makes 6-7 figures a year doing what it is that she does in regards to interviews and topics. She kind of does like the gossip. You know, she kind of talks to people's exes and people that alleges that you might have wanted some kind of weird sexual encounter with them and things like that. She talks to those people, right, and brings their story to 1 million people. I think she has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So she does this little thing and has a pretty strong fan base. And so as she was going on her rounds, her and Cardi B got into it. And a lot of things came out from Tasha K. And what happens in media, for those of you unaware, is that once you break a case that's reliable, you now get a certain level of credibility. Right? So if I'm known because I cracked the case of Jay-Z paid $14 million instead of $5 million for DMX Masters, right? If I'm known for that and that turns out to be true, and then I turn around and I report some salacious thing on Lil Baby, now they believe the Lil Baby thing because my credibility from the Jay-Z thing. That's just a quick scenario to just put you down, just put you inside the matrix of what we dealing with right now, right? So with Tasha K, with her breaking certain stories and they having real credibility and turning out to be true, with us saying certain things about Cardi B, those things started to land up on some of these high platforms coming from Tasha K. She's been known to break certain stories, right? Now those things turn out not to be true. Allegedly, Cardi B reaches out and says, hey, take this down, serves her with a cease and desist, which goes ignored. The thing about YouTube is people are operating, it's almost like the Wild Wild West. So people are operating out there on what they think is free speech. So you basically make your own decision on if you're slandering somebody, and you got a ability to upload it right there. Now that cost this woman $4 million. Do I think she got $4 million? No, I don't think she got $4 million just to give nobody. No, I don't. That's a lot of money for someone to just give someone for nothing, for saying something, or for allegedly lying. Basically what the court is saying has happened. You lied, right? So if you lied and said somebody had herpes and this and that, these kind of things, and they turn out not to be true, and you've been pumping that online, that's a problem. Now, I think this now affects the way that YouTubers do business. Listen to what I said, and don't let me lose you. I said do business. It's very few YouTubers doing business. It's a lot of YouTubers creating content. I don't think it affects the people that create the content who don't understand and look at this like a business. Tasha K at some point had to pivot and should have stopped viewing herself as just a YouTube blogger and more so as a business. Because when you operate as a business, the risk ain't worth the reward. We done already made the money. It's already out there what we said about her. If she says pull it, right? It's already, right? Pull it. It ain't worth $4 million. But if you're a little YouTuber who just is worried about the checks on the 24th or whenever they come, if you just worried about those checks, you just a YouTuber that's just clickbaity, you fall victim to that. So I don't think it affects the way that they YouTubers create their content. But the ones that's actually doing business on YouTube, the ones like me that's operating a podcast on YouTube, that's operating shows on YouTube, just at the time don't have a network to put those shows on, right? We look at YouTube as a business. You see what I'm saying? So we view it from a different standpoint. And I think those that view it from that standpoint, we're going to understand the parameters now. What happens when you have a case like this is it now sets precedent. It makes it easier for me to come win my case, because now my lawyer don't have to do the hard work because Cardi B lawyer already did it. So now I just tell the judge, hey judge, reference Cardi B versus Tasha K in New York, case number such and such and such and such, on line 15, the judge did find it, you know. So you just reference that to prove your case, and it makes it a much easier process. And so what we're gonna do now is just take a look at some of the things, and we're looking at this in real time for people that are on the podcast. Shout out to all my listeners, new, old, last time, first time. Shout out to everybody. We're gonna look at Tasha K in the middle of the lawsuit. This is prior to her losing. We're gonna get to her video of her losing, but I like to view the energy of people when they in the middle of the fight.